What's up, cool kids? FD White. So we had a very red Friday. Everything was selling off when it comes to risk assets. We had Bitcoin selling off. We had all altcoins pretty much selling off. We had the Nasdaq, the S&P, we had the Dow, we had tech stocks. Everything was pretty much selling off, coming on the back of these new tariffs and coming in off the back of all this uncertainty that we're having in the markets. We will get some sort of short-term clarification that we've been talking about April 2nd when Trump has his Liberation Day, or his tariff Super Bowl as he's calling it. So we'll see what happens with that. But right now, going into there, we have 5 days. I think it's going to be a very red 5 days. We may get some bounces here and there, but for the most part, I think we're not going to get any sort of resolution until we get that April 2nd, those April 2nd tariff announcements. We're on crypto bubbles right now. As you see, everything is pretty much red. We do have move up 2.2%, bear chain up 0.7%. Not too much green going around the market, going around the crypto market. Altcoins are in a bear market. Altcoins are in a bear market. A lot of these coins are down 70, 80, some 90%. This is a bear market. We looked at the 2021 high going into the 2022, 2023 low. These altcoins, not these, but altcoins in general, were down the same amount that they're down now. So we cannot deny the fact that we are in an altcoin bear market for the most part. This cycle is very different. Bitcoin may not be in a bear market, but these altcoins are in a bear market. So Bitcoin only, a lot of those Bitcoin only guys right now, I know they're very happy and they're kind of they're doing their victory dance. But it's not, we can't get too happy yet, because Bitcoin is breaking down from that bear flag that we talked about. But before we get into that, let's look at a couple news stories. So we have Avalanche. So this is Grayscale is trying to bring an Avalanche ETF to NASDAQ. So this is one of the many things that we've been talking about over the past few months. We have Solana ETF. We have Litecoin. People talking about SUI. Now we have AVAX. I'm sure it's a few more that people are talking about, but I don't think this is going to do anything. We had the Ethereum ETF come out. We had that nice pump, but it really didn't do anything for the price of Ethereum. So I don't think in the short term these ETFs will matter when it comes to these altcoins. I think Bitcoin, I think that's the household name. That's the one people are more comfortable with investing in when it comes to these ETFs. So I think Bitcoin is going to get the bulk of all these ETF inflows. I don't think it's time for altcoins to get their shine when it comes to ETF. This is good for adoption, for a longer term adoption, for just crypto adoption, and bringing validity to not only Bitcoin but also to these altcoins. But right now, the space that we're in, all this stuff is still speculation, especially these altcoins. So I don't think this is going to be too big of a deal until the space starts to grow. We're going through growing pains right now. We had the meme coin craze, all these things that really hinder or is hindering the space. We need to watch that out, and then we can start getting some real validity coming into the market with these ETFs. And I think more and more people will start to buy these ETFs as the market gets a better reputation. The market's reputation, the crypto market's reputation, is still bad. We're in our little echo chamber. We talk about crypto. We love crypto. We know what crypto is going to do. But to the outside newbie, the outside investor who doesn't really know about crypto, who doesn't know about the intricacies of blockchain technology, they think it's pretty much just a gamble, a lottery, and a scam, a lot of scams, and which it is. But I think over time, with things like this, instruments like this, it will grow and adoption will take over. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see, man. But I like AVAX. AVAX has a lot going for it. I think this is one that you should accumulate, not financial advice, while the prices are down, while the prices go down. Second news story, we have the Hawk Tuah girl. She says the SEC is dropping her probe into her meme coin. So do I think she knew what was going on? Probably not. Not going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I do think, a lot of these people who launch these meme coins, they come in and they have no idea what's going on when it comes to these meme coins, how these meme coins work, how to rug pull, things like that. So I'm not too convinced that she is guilty. I mean, she's guilty because her name was on it. But for the most part, I'm not too convinced that she just was like, okay, let's do this, and then the next few days we're just gonna rug pull. I think she's guilty by association. She put her name on it. I think they did kind of take advantage of her. The people who actually launched the coin, using her name and using her intellectual famousness or whatever it is to rug pull people. And I'm sure she made a lot of money, but I'm sure the people who launched it made a lot of money. So do I think she should be guilty and do like hard time? No. But she is guilty. Next time you need to do a little bit more due diligence. Anybody out there who's trying to launch a meme coin, I see rappers, actors, Nick Cannon and Ghostface Killer and all these people talking about launching meme coins. I guarantee you they don't have any clue how none of this really works. I hope they do, but I'm probably guessing they don't. So when you launch these coins and then it gets rugged, the devs or whoever was in control of these things rugs the community or rugs the space. You look stupid. You look crazy. You should have did your homework. You should have did your due diligence, and you should have looked at past history about how 99.8% of all these meme coins that these celebrities have dropped end up. So Hawk Tool Girl says the SEC is dropping the case, so we will see. We'll see. I'm pretty sure she probably is done with crypto. She made her little money. She had her little 2 seconds of fame, and hopefully she can just ride off into the sunset, and nobody has to talk about her ever again. Let's talk about the market now. So Bitcoin right now is coming in at 84,146. So we did break down. We were talking about this. We said the best case scenario was for us to break out of this bearish pattern. We've been in a bearish pattern ever since the beginning of March. Around March, we'll say we got in the pattern around March 10th. We've been in this uptrend, but we've been came down from this huge move, this nice move. We can actually make some sort of a measured move here, take it there. Let's pull this. I like to pull it from here, and that's coming in confluence right with our upper sloping trend line that's coming in at the beginning of October 2023. This is when we started our uptrend. This is when I think the bull market started. So it's looking like we may start to go down if everything starts to continue to go down going into April 2nd, and then we get bad news when it comes to tariffs. Like, for example, he's saying these reciprocal tariffs, the tariffs are going to continue. More tariffs are going to be implemented on a lot of these different countries. We already have the 25% auto part tariffs that came into effect Tuesday. So these tariffs, man, are really, really killing the market. We also have market uncertainty with recession, with interest rates. Jerome Powell and them trying to say like the economy is good, the economy is strong. They have to say that. They really have to say that, because if somebody, it's like if I come home and I tell my family like we ain't got no money, we can't eat, we don't got no food, everybody's gonna start going in panic mode. So now sometimes you have to act like everything is cool, act like everything is okay. And then, the people or the country or whoever you're leading, they'll think everything is okay. They'll keep spending, they'll keep doing things like everything is hunky dory, like everything is normal. But we all know it's not normal. Everybody feels it, even if they're not privy or savvy to what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the markets, what's going on in the world. They feel it. They feel it in their stomach, and they know something is not right. So back to the markets, though, Bitcoin is coming in at 84,163. We're looking for a move. If we lose this 84, I'm thinking we get a sharp move to 80K probably very quick. We might have a stop around 81.4, 81.5, but for the most part, I'm looking at anything between 78 and 80K probably very quick. And then let's actually zoom out. We can see our upward sloping trend line, our macro trend line that we've been in. Like I said, ever since the beginning of, I think it was October 2023. Let's actually do this. Let's go to the weekly because we're running out of time. We got a few more minutes left. So we've been showing this to our community, to the cool kids. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to the Telegram. This is when I think the bull run really started. I think the bull run started in October 2023. So this is when the uptrend started, came up, came back down, came up, came back down. This was our huge breakout out of this bear flag up to 109. So if we come back down and retest this area, it'll be coming in somewhere around 75 to 76. And then our last line of defense is coming in at our 2021, around our 2021 all-time high, coming in about 69 to 70K. So those are the areas that I'm looking at. Those are everything that I'm looking at. Over the weekend, we're not going to trade. Tomorrow, we're going to go back to trading. We'll probably set some things up. We'll probably do a live stream where we, have some trade setups getting ready for the week. Sunday is when we'll be back on the charts. Sunday evening, we'll be back on the charts going into Monday, going into that April 2nd tariff news. And then we'll, like I said, we'll keep the community updated and we'll keep going, man. So this is FD White. Shout out to all the cool kids out there. Make sure you guys put the emoji, the smiley face emoji with the sunglasses on. Put that down in the comments. Make sure you let me know you're here. Make sure you let me know you're part of the cool kids. And happy Friday, man.